All right, so hi Colleen, neighbor. Glad you could join us tonight. It's tonight we're just going to talk real briefly about the lifelong vitality. We did not initially start that when we first joined. It was one of the things we learned about as time went on, and now that we've been using it as a regular part of our routine, we found that we're getting some really good benefits from it. We have a little bit more energy. We're able to stay focused a little bit better. And it's something that initially I was kind of afraid to talk about when I was enrolling other folks, or when I was just talking to folks about oils. I would always kind of shy away from the Lifelong Vitality Pack. But after listening to a couple different trainings on it and doing a little research on it ourselves, I found that this is extremely beneficial, and people need to basically start using this if they're not, or some type of effective supplement, because these vitamins definitely have improved across the board for us and the things that we've done on a daily basis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a screen, and we'll run through a slideshow together. And I'm going to hope that I do this correctly. So, are you able to see the slides there, Colleen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So we're off to a good start. All right. So a little bit about the daily nutrition pack and the lifelong vitality. I'm going to talk a little bit about the daily nutrition pack, nutrient pack, but focus mainly on the lifelong vitality. This was actually introduced at the 2009 convention. Rob Young introduced this product, and at that convention there was about 700 people that showed up. Now last year in 2017 there was about 30,000 people that showed up. So apparently whatever doTERRA is doing, it's the right thing, and obviously their products are just top notch, because people are just using so many of their products and getting so many benefits from them. So why some people think right off the bat is like, why do I need a supplement? You know, some of us we try to have a pretty healthy diet. There's other days where, you know, just because you see me eating a salad one day doesn't mean I'm eating healthy all the time. But, you know, whenever we are, you know, when we try to stick to that healthy diet, even in doing so, the soils that we've been growing these foods in are depleted of the nutrients, which means our food is also depleted of some of these nutrients. So that's kind of the downside of that. Now, what is our diet? What does the American diet usually consist of? It's more along the lines of this. We, as a whole, pretty much have a terrible diet. We're looking for something fast. We're looking for something that tastes good, because we're on the run and we just don't have time to hardly stop. So we'd rather eat this kind of stuff because it tastes good, and we don't think about the nutrition content as we consume these foods. Now, the recommended daily allowances are the levels of intake of essential nutrients that, on the basis of scientific knowledge, they're judged by the Food and Nutrition Board to be adequate to meet the known nutrient needs of practically all healthy persons. I get that they're the recommended daily allowances. I understand why they're there, but when you give the nutrient needs for practically all healthy persons, that's the part I'm having a hard time digesting, because there's almost no one in their adult life is a pretty healthy person. Somebody always has some type of disease or chronic illness going on. Not always, but it seems that it's happening more and more than not. A couple of the studies I was reading about is that one study shows 9 out of 10 people don't meet the recommended daily allowances for vitamin A or vitamin E. And another study of over 2,100 people 21,000 people showed that no one met the recommended daily allowances just based on their diet alone. So that tells you no matter how well we think we're eating, we're still in need of these supplements. So what's been happening over the years is, you know, today's healthy foods, they look a lot different than what they did in the past. When you look at that picture on the left, those are apples, but they've been untreated. They haven't been changed in any way, shape, or form, and those have actually 100 times more phytonutrients than what we used to see, what we're used to seeing in our grocery shelves, in our grocery stores. We're used to seeing nice, bright, shiny apples, for instance, and they're all about the same size and about the same color. And you know, for years, agricultural breeding has always had this goal of increasing yield and making it taste better. Since many nutrients don't really taste all that great, maybe what's happening is they've inadvertently bred the nutrients out of the foods. So that's why the apples of today don't provide us with the same nutrients that the ones from years ago before farming became an industry. So what happens when we have a lack of nutrients within our bodies? You can see from the list there of some of the things that happen. Our immune function in particular will become, you know, less than stellar. People are going to be getting sick a lot more. You know, and in some ways, we're not feeling good, and many of us don't even know what it's like to feel great because we've never had that feeling before. We don't know how great we could feel if our diets change and if we have the right nutrients. So you might be familiar with the wellness pyramid that doTERRA has. We're going to focus tonight on the bottom tier about eating right. You've heard the old adage, you are what you eat. That's not necessarily true. It's more along the lines of you are what you digest. Quality and quantity of the foods we eat matter. We should be eating foods rich in antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. We should include the healthy fats, proteins, and moderate amounts of those complex carbs. Complex carbs are stuff like your peas, your beans, your white potatoes with your skin, sweet potatoes, and whole grain. All of those should be again, quantity and quality. What we need to start doing is start losing a lot of the processed foods and start looking at whole foods and making better choices along those lines, eating real food. So if we decide that we want to take a supplement, we go to the local store and we think, okay, which one do I get? You know, I'm thinking back in the 60s and 70s when vitamins were first kind of introduced, and they pretty much occupied a small corner in the store because nobody knew a lot about them and they didn't know what to do with them. They didn't really know the benefit of them. Nowadays, when you go to a store, there's aisles and aisles and aisles of supplements. But which one should you take? Which ones are good? Which ones are not good? It can be a little frustrating. It can be a little irritating trying to find what the proper supplements that you should be taking. The other problem we run into when it comes to supplements is this isn't something we take every once in a while. This is something we're going to take every day. So we need to have something that's safe and we need to have something that's effective. So what do we look for? We're looking for a good multivitamin. We know today that most micronutrients, the recommended daily allowances they're not sufficient, and that optimum intake usually needs to be higher than what the RDA calls for. But when you look at it, you know, how much is too high? Can we get too much of a supplement? Absolutely, we could run into problems there too. So again, it's just trying to filter through all of the information out there. The one good thing we have going for us now is we have about 25 years worth of research behind us that shows the scientific evidence of multivitamins and supplements and nutrients and which ones are good for the body. And, you know, just because you spend a lot of money for your supplements doesn't necessarily mean that they're good. You may end up with just having expensive pee because with the nutrients and the supplements that you're taking, your body's not absorbing them. doTERRA has put a lot of effort into their supplements to make sure that they are high quality and the right amounts of those items. Real quick about the nutrient pack, you can see it's got the ZE Omega and the Microplex VMZ. These are the same two items that are in the Lifelong Vitality Pack, but some people opt out to not use the Alpha CRS, which we'll get into in a little bit. But if you are thinking about a supplement and you're not sure what to do, or if you don't have as much money to spend on the supplements that you would like, this is a great option. I'll get more into the cost a little bit later on. But like I said, I do want to focus on the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Again, it's those two same supplements along with the Alpha CRS. The nutrient pack in and of itself is foundational in the help and support of a healthy diet. So those are the two primary ones that people can really benefit from. So a little bit about our bodies. Our bodies strives to maintain what we call homeostasis. There's a lot of things going on internally. There are checks and balances that our body does on its own just to keep everything in balance. It does this on a continuing basis, and it's phenomenal at the amount of things that are going on as your body's trying to keep hemodynamically stable. The body in itself is more interested in balance than absolute amounts. If we have too much, that's a bad thing. If we don't have enough, that's a bad thing. But if we're within the parameters of what we need, then the body can balance it out and some good can come of that. So there's a big word that some people think, oh my God, nutrition, that's like a 4-letter word. I don't want to talk about nutrition. It just makes your head spin. But what I want to talk about more specifically is cellular nutrition. What does cellular nutrition mean? It means optimal nutrition for the cellular level, which leads to optimum function for your whole body. This is the need to feed the individual cells of the body to optimize the function and to keep everything performing optimally. So that's why this supplement works so well, is because it does target on the cellular aspect and not a body system or just something in specific. This is all the way down to the cellular level. So let's talk a little bit about Microplex VMZ. This is pretty simple at its core. The importance is that this has the right ratios and the balance for the different blends of the vitamins and the foods that are in there. What are the ingredients of this? You're looking at kale, broccoli, dandelion, cabbage, spinach. The cool part is that the body recognizes this as real food, which is it gives the body the ability to actually absorb the nutrients. There's also 8 different enzymes in this, which will help aid in the absorption of these nutrients. And you can see the bottom bullet there. It says, it supports healthy metabolism, bone health, more energy, and better digestive function. So, Colleen, have you noticed a big difference since you started taking this?
Yes.
Yeah. What are some of the things you've noticed on that? Does it give you more energy?
Most of the time.
most of the time.
On rainy days, it really doesn't.
I can definitely relate to that. ZE Omega. So we're going to park here for a little bit and talk a little bit about ZE Omega. This is basically the fish oil aspect of it. This does come in vegan form as well, but basically this one here is 1,000 milligrams of marine base and 1,000 milligrams of plant base. If you were to get the vegan one, you would have 2,000 milligrams of all plant-based omega-3s. One of the huge benefits of this product is astaxanthin. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Astaxanthin is a wicked powerful antioxidant, and some of the things that this helps with is it helps pass the blood-brain barrier. It helps support muscle strength and immune function. It helps support cognitive function. Helps with brain fog. Maybe I should be taking more of this. Healthy joint function. So that antioxidant can support all of those things. When you look at the three main omega-3 fatty acids, we have our ALAs, our DLAs, and our EPAs.
We're not pronouncing those words.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. No. But our ALAs are found mainly in plant oils such as flaxseed, soybean, and canola oils. Your DHA and your EPAs, they're found in fish and some other seafood. The ALA is an essential fatty acid, meaning that the body can't make it. So you must get that from other foods and beverages. Just as an added note that if you're looking at fish as part of your diet to get those omega-3s, you definitely want to look at more of something that's wild caught versus something that's farm raised, because we're finding that farm raised fish does not have the health benefits or the same nutrients as something that's caught out in the wild. Now, I want to talk a little bit about omega-3s, and what some people aren't aware of is that there's actually a thing called omega-6s. When it comes to a balance for your omega-3s and your omega-6s, you should have a 1-to-1 ratio. Unfortunately, we end up with something that's more like a 15-to-1 ratio. That's because the omega-6s, they can't be made, but they're very easy to get. Most vegetable oils, grain-fed meats, processed foods, and conventional eggs, those are some of the primary sources that we get our omega-6s from. So if you have a current diet like that, you're overloading on the omega-6s. So the other problem we run into with omega-6s and omega-3s is they both use the same enzymes to process and to get absorbed into the body. So what does that mean? Well, if you have a 15-to-1 ratio, pretend that you're playing a game of soccer and you got 15 omega-6s and you got 1 omega-3 all trying to get to the soccer ball. So who do you think is going to win that battle? Is that, the omega-6s are the ones that usually get to the enzymes first. So this lopsided ratio that we have, this is what causes some inflammatory and immunologic responses, which they're kind of interrelated, right? What we see manifest from that is some kind of maybe some chronic exhaustion or chronic inflammation. These can lead further down the track to more complications like diabetes, vascular disease, high cholesterol, obesity, cognitive dysfunction, and even that poor emotional and behavioral health that we have. This product will help bring those omega-3s and omega-6s back in balance. Some of the benefits of having this back in balance is you got lower cholesterol, you got less chronic inflammation. Some of the widespread benefits of this is you're going to have lower risk of cardio or cerebrovascular disease, better mental behavior and cognitive health, and better bone and joint health as well. So there's a lot of benefits from trying to get this balanced out. But even if you balance out your omega-3s and your omega-6s, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fix the problem. It's just keeping things in balance is going to help the body be able to perform better. So alpha CRS, this is the trifecta in the lifelong vitality. This really supports the cellular energy, and it focuses on the mitochondria of the cells. Now, I'm no biology major, and I know a little bit about the cell going through paramedic school. We learned some of the things, but this product really targets the cell, which will enhance the cellular energy portion. Like I said, it helps with the mitochondria. Excuse me.
What do you want?
This is a really, really powerful antioxidant. Excuse me. So what's in this one? It says milk thistle, green tea leaf, excuse me, boswellia, pomegranate fruit, turmeric root, grapeseed oil, or grapeseed and sesame seed extract. Excuse me, need a drink. So it's pretty much of a powerhouse. And basically what this is you're looking at, this is kind of like the purest example of an all-out effort to optimize cellular nutrition and cellular health. It can even help with natural cleansing and detoxing. Now, there's these things out there called free radicals. Now, free radicals are a good thing as long as you have just some free radicals. If we have too many free radicals, then that's going to create problems. So when your body is hemodynamically stable and everything's balanced, all the atoms are healthy and things are great. But then these free radicals come along and they steal from the healthy atoms. These are kind of like atoms from the dark side, right? They steal from the healthy atoms. And free radicals are produced quite easily within our body. I mean, if we get stressed, we get free radicals. If we exercise, we get free radicals. So again, having some is okay, but having a lot is not okay. You know, our body uses these free radicals to perform some important roles like gene transcription, cell signaling, and there's some other regulatory factors that free radicals do, so they are a necessity. When free radicals kind of outnumber the antioxidants, we end up having what we call oxidative stress. Our bodies are made up of millions of cells, and they rely on this complex chemical communication pathway to perform their specialized and synchronized functions. When cells are under stress, especially oxidative stress, they respond defensively to reduce the stressor. This is an important and normal function of the body's immune system. It helps protect the threats against the cellular health. Free radical damage to critical cell structures can trigger a defensive response, but if that goes unchecked, that's going to lead to a chronic state of defensive readiness, and then we have those long-term health consequences that, and some of those that I mentioned a little bit earlier. So again, you really got to kind of have the antioxidants so we're not overloading our bodies with free radicals. Now, what I like about this slide is it says no fairy dusting. And what it means by that is there's a lot of supplements out there that will have honorable mentions for the good qualities within a supplement. But the problem is it's not at an effective dosage for your body to do anything with it. That's the constant with this product. As you can see that we got usable levels of quantities here for these these different items. And this is why Alpha CRS is so good. The other thing you want to remember is this: the Alpha CRS acts as it doesn't act as a stimulant. It's not like that 5-hour energy drink or those Red Bull or Mountain Dew or anything like that. It's not a stimulant like that at all. What this does is it creates a sustained low-level effect. So you're always going to have that energy. And this is what's going to help because it does focus on the mitochondria. You know, when you look at the alpha lipoic acid, that supports the production of the ATP and it basically the mitochondria. Acetyl L-carnitine. Carnitine.
Okay.
Helps shuttle the fatty acids into the mitochondria so that the mitochondria can produce that energy. Quercetin?
Yes.
Quercetin. Woo! This is a polyphenol antioxidant protection in the mitochondria and the other cell structures. So this helps, you know, protect the cell. Coenzyme Q10, that is a huge coenzyme for energy production, and it also helps with heart health. And resveratrol, a lot of people are familiar with that. Might be familiar with that because of it's, you know, it's a polyphenol that you'll see in red wines, but this helps support a healthy mitochondria as well. So you can see where the LLV and the nutrient pack fits right in there onto that bottom tier of helping us eat right and helping us help maintain a better diet. So if you were to go to a store and if you were to buy all of the ingredients for all of these products, you are looking at the proper doses, I might add. You're looking at about $250. I've been told that that is a very conservative number. It should be something more like $300 to $350. I wouldn't know, but I'm told that that's a very conservative number. So when we look at the LLV, if you look at each one of those individually, if you were to purchase each one individually, it's going to cost you $153.50. Significant savings, you know, about half the price of running out to the health food store and buying each one, each of those ingredients individually. But the cool part is it's not going to cost you $153.50. It only costs $79.50. So, and this is for a full month supply. The important thing about this is these supplements not only contain everything we need, but it's at the proper amounts of what we need. You're not going to find this on any health food store or any grocery store. The Alpha CRS can be taken alone, but you get the better benefits, the best benefits, if you were to take all three of these together. doTERRA believes wholeheartedly in these supplements that they'll offer a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied with them. So you know, you could take 3/4 or 9/10 of the product, and if you don't like it, then you can just send it back and you will get your money back. I was taking these for a while and I started wondering if they were actually doing anything. So I came off them for a little bit just to see what would happen. And within 3 days, I ended up getting really sick. I was tired. I ended up with a cold. So I just jumped right back on them. There was another time that I said, you know, do I really need the full dose of this? So I halved it. And I was just taking one of each in the morning and in the evening. Within days, I started feeling very sluggish and very tired. I started feeling sick again, so I jumped right back up the full dose, got some other oils on board, and quickly got back to my A game, so to speak, and was feeling a lot better. So note to self, don't ever stop or even lessen my dosage on these because these are I need the full dose for this. Not everybody needs the full dose for this. That's the, you get to experiment with it a little bit and, see what works best for you. But wait, there's more. So as you, if you purchase either one of these, then you'll get some added bonuses, some other discounts for some other products that you can add within within this regime to help with your supplements and help eating right and getting the good nutrients from the foods. So if you purchase the nutrient pack, then you can choose 2 of those bottles that you see on the lower level. And if you order the Lifelong Vitality Pack, you can order up to 3 bottles at that discounted prices. I'm going to go over a couple of these as we talk. So one thing I want to point out real quick is you can see the nutrient pack costs $59.50. So we'll say it's $60. And that's the ZE Omega and the Microplex MVP. If you look down here, you can get the ZE Omega and another bottle of the Microplex at $20 a pop. So if you spend $60 for that one, for $40 more, you get basically another nutrient pack. So you're saving yourself $20 on the whole. And then you have 2 months worth of supplements. So that's a little added Benny right there. Some of the other supplements that we use and we've integrated into our routine is Mito to Max. And if you look at the name and you think about it, and it talks about energy and stamina complex, this is a product that really focuses even more on that mitochondrial function. So it gives the cells more energy, more power. So it's gonna, this is gonna help provide more energy on top of what the LLV does. And again, this isn't a stimulant. This is just a low-level constant thing that's within the body, and the body learns how to use it, and it works really well with the body. Some of the other benefits from that is, if you're feeling a little bit sluggish, you can take another pill and give yourself a little bit more energy. So you can, for me, I do all my best work in the morning, and in the afternoons, I'm really tired. I don't focus as well. I'm not as productive. So maybe this is one of those things that I should consider taking in the afternoon instead of in the evening. Definitely don't want to take this before going to bed, because this is, it's going to provide you with a little bit more energy, and that's not what we want when it's time to go to bed. Elaine takes the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. This is more like, what would you refer to this like? The Advil?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Help with aches and pains.
Yeah. So Elaine will take this in the morning and in the evening, but you can even take it, as needed. It's for those body aches and pains. Whenever you feel that you would think you would pop some Advil or ibuprofen, then you may want to try this as the go-to, just to see if you get any benefit from that. One of the other things that are on that list was the PB Assist. We know that whenever we get sick and we start taking some medications, we could actually start taking away some of the good flora within our GI tract, and so we need these probiotics to help keep our immune system functioning at its optimum level. So the PB Assist, this can be taken as part of the cleanse, but it can also be taken on a daily basis just to keep that immune system where it's optimally working. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is the TerraZyme. Now, I take this on a regular basis, one in the morning. Well, I take one with each meal, basically. I've had a problem with some acid reflux and whatnot, and I've found that DigestZen and frankincense work really well for me, but I've started taking the TerraZyme because this is basically just more food-derived enzymes that enable my body, enable my digestive system to absorb and extract and absorb the nutrients from the food that I'm eating. And so I just get a little bit more benefit from that. The one thing I like that's in this is called the Tummy Tamer blend. This is a kind of a proprietary blend that doTERRA has thrown in there. And when you look at the ingredients on that, you know, sometimes when we're taking some supplements, or it may be a little tough on our digestive tract. So this tummy taming blend kind of helps out and keeps everything calm and working nicely. And again, it's getting more of the nutrients absorbed from the foods I eat. So that is pretty much it. I am going to attempt to stop sharing. Okay, and we're back. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. There's more to it that goes along with that, but I just wanted to kind of get this information out there and give you a little bit of the science behind of the supplements and what doTERRA has put into it. Since we joined doTERRA 6 years ago, the supplements have been revamped twice. So they're pretty much now that with this last revamp, they are really within the recommended daily allowances when you look at the charts. But again, the RDAs I think are sometimes a little bit low, so having a little bit more is a good thing. You just gotta watch out and make sure you don't overload too much and have too many of these supplements on board. So that's the good part about this, is that it's kind of balanced out, gives you the right stuff and at the right quantities. So, and that's why we enjoy taking them. So, you got any questions, Colleen?
Well, not really, except that I just got DDR Prime.
Okay.
So I can just take that with everything else.
Yes, we take DDR Prime as well. And I take a pill in the morning and the pill in the evening. Now, did you get the capsules? They're already made?
Yeah, the capsules.
Okay. Yep. There's 4 drops of DDR Prime in each capsule. DDR Prime will help with actually helps with your RNA and your DNA. There's every once in a while there's some signaling that's broke. It can actually help with mending and repairing some of the DNA. Some of the reports that I've read, I'd have to go back and look up some more of that stuff. But we have found that the DDR Prime is beneficial as well with the other supplements.
Yeah, I want to add that. I got the deep blue, or whatever that blue bottle is that Elaine takes. Got that to add too. Okay,
so you're taking pretty much the same things that we are. So that's good, and I think you'll find that you're gonna like that. So I'll check in on you later on and see how that's working for you. But give the DDR Prime and the deep blue polyphenols, give them a few days and see if you notice a difference.
Yeah, well, I definitely noticed a difference. And Marcia, my friend Marcia, just started taking them too, and she definitely notices a difference.
Okay, good. I
was talking to my cousin at the beach, and she said, I take expensive supplements, but they don't seem to work. So I'm going to give her, I said, I'll give you about 5 days.
Okay.
try these. So
Good. Good. Yeah, that's probably all you'll need is about 4 or 5 days worth, and you
yeah,
notice a big change.
to at least start to feel a little different. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, excellent. Sounds like you're out there trying to get other people on board with this too. Well, I hope I answered or gave you some information and you found it beneficial as to why this stuff works. You know, if you ever got any questions, just give us a shout and
All right.
we'll answer them. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Have a good rest of your night. We'll talk to you later.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.